bottom line. Flow, Canteen, Hot Take, Jake, and O.
Professor Mixed Bag. Let's go.
Y'all, it is finally done. It has been achieved, excuse me. The Florida Panthers, who last year lost in the Stanley Cup Finals, has now won the Stanley Cup. They are down at 4 in Florida. They're down in Miami. They're at the same Live nightclub my Celtics were at last week, and I was with them. And so, anyways, what you see is Florida, they were the best team all year, pretty much. They had the best team overall, not just one player here and there, although they had the great Matthew Tkachuk. They got Sergei Bobrovsky in goal, who had 23 saves last night. Alexander Barkov, their captain, stringing them along. They almost gave it up. They were up 3-0. Edmonton won 3 games in a row with the great Connor McDavid, who won, by the way, the Conn Smythe Trophy as the MVP of the whole playoffs, even though his team lost. First person to do that since 1993, Anaheim's Jean-Pierre Gougier. I hope I pronounced that correctly. But anyway, so that's what happened. And they won 5 before that.
Does this take a little bit of the kind of the shine off his MVP? Because it looked like he was going to win or lose, but like you said, that's never really happened with the losing team. Does that take a little shine off him? Because people were talking about him being Wayne Gretzky, top 3, 2 or 3, maybe best ever if they end up pulling this out. Does this take a little shine off of that?
It does take a little bit of shine off the MVP when it comes from the losing team. I think he would even admit that. Last night he didn't even come out to get the MVP trophy. He stayed in the locker room and left them looking pretty stupid with the commissioner holding the trophy for a few minutes. So he didn't even come out to get it. So I think he would agree with you. This is the first time it's been from the losing team since 1993. So it's been 30 years since the last time this happened. But he did break Wayne Gretzky's playoff assist record, so he is that great.
Okay, so does this kind of take him down maybe a notch or half a notch, not pulling the whole comeback, or this doesn't really hurt him because he's that great?
I mean, the only thing that would hurt is maybe the fact that he didn't win a cup, but he's still fairly young and has a long time to go. They still got a good team that should be in contention. So, I mean, if he were to win one in the future, I don't see why this would hurt his legacy. He is a pretty amazing player.
Right. I'm not saying long term. I'm saying right now it kind of hurts him. Like if he would have won it, he would have took a big jump. But now that he didn't, he doesn't get that big extra jump.
Sure, but I mean that's anybody who loses in the championship. But like I said, he still got time, so I think he'll be fine. Okay. Any questions, Jake? I know Canteen doesn't have anything.
Repeat. What do you think, Omar? You think? I know it's really early, but do these guys have a chance to build a dynasty, or is it just like as of recent years, it's been just new? I think they've had a new championship every 4 or 5 years now. What's going on?
No,
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say Florida has their whole team coming back just like the Celtics. So a repeat is definitely possible. They are the favorites to repeat. But again, hockey is very hard, as you were just saying, to be able to repeat. It's not like the olden days when the Montreal Canadiens and the Edmonton Oilers had their long dynasties. Hockey, you don't do that anymore.
Isn't it the second year that Florida made it in a row?
They did. They lost last year.
You see, I had to sneak the Celtics in there.
Oh, you're right.
I sneaked them in there.
Sneak a little Celtics love in there from the sports professor, the champ.
But yeah, they have a chance to repeat, and then possibly I don't think a dynasty, because I don't think that happens in hockey anymore. But definitely a repeat is possible.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Jake?
That was
all right. You're up, Canteen. It's baseball, so you might have something to say here.
Man. So when we look at the baseball, man, I mean the standings.
Hey, wait! Oh, this is the professor's mixed bag, man.
Oh, I don't mind. You can give the standings.
All right, Pan. Go ahead. Kick it off. For the professor.
All right, hey, man. So when we look at the standings right now, man, the American League, man, the Yankees are still that team. They're still 2 games above. The Orioles still doing their thing in the American League East. The Guardians, Cleveland Guardians, are 50-26. They're 8 games ahead of the Twins. The Mariners are 45-36. They're 5.5 games against what is that? Flo's Astros? No, Flo's are Rangers.
Ranger, what are you Astros?
Oh,
your Rangers are which one, Flo? Yeah,
it's the Rangers, man. Come on, man.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So your Rangers.
Who won last year, Canteen? Figure that out, and then you'll know who my team is.
Your Rangers are 7 games behind, man. But when we look at the National League, I mean, the Phillies are still knocking fire, 52-26. The Braves are 8 games behind them. The Brewers are still kicking butt, 46-33, and the lonely Dodgers are 49-31. Man, as we approach the All-Star break in the next couple of weeks, it's do or die for a lot of these baseball teams. But right now, as I said last week, man, my projection from the National League right now, man, the Dodgers are doing their thing, man. I don't foresee anybody catching them in the West. The Brewers are still kicking in the Central National League, and I think the Phillies are doing their thing. And for Jake's purposes, Jake Montoya's sole purpose, I think the Yankees are going to win the American League. That's Canteen's take on that, man.
I don't see any competition. I see no competition.
Hey, you heard it here first.
All right, Professor, give us your. I know you have a spiel, but haven't the Yankees fallen back a little bit? I mean, they're only 2 games into the Baltimore now. Yeah, so they've kind of fallen back a little, right?
Yeah, they got mollywopped by the Orioles over the weekend, losing 17-5, and then losing both games to the Orioles. But then the Orioles went and crapped the bed and lost 4 in a row to Houston. So that kept the Yankees on top of the division. But this is what's going to combat the Yankees from possibly winning it all. And again, I hate the damn Yankees, so screw them. I hope they do. But this is what would stop them from winning is going to be their own injuries. Now, right after they get back Garrett Cole, now Giancarlo Stanton and Anthony Rizzo are both now on the long-term disabled list. So they're going to have to overcome injuries if you want to win the whole thing. Same thing with the Dodgers.
Okay. Jake, you got anything for the Professor on the MLB?
I know we have the All-Star game coming up soon. Any early predictions on that? Who you think's going to kind of take it?
So the All-Star game is really the only reason it really matters in terms of seedings.
Home field advantage.
Yeah, it's home field advantage in the World Series. It's just it all depends on if you're going to give me starting lineup with Mookie Betts now being injured, I would probably take the AL.
Thank you. That's what I was trying to get at.
In most years,
Yankees most likely will have home field advantage when the World Series happens.
I see why you were asking that now.
I noticed what was going on in the NL.
No, you're right. And that definitely could be possible. The AL wins most years. Now, in the past, that was because the designated hitter was in the AL and the NL didn't have it. But now they both have it. So it's a little more equal. But, yeah, I think the AL has it's going to be pretty good. It's going to be Judge versus Ohtani. You're going to have, Garrett Cole's not going to be included because he's injured all year, so you're not going to have him. But you should get Soto in. You should get Luis Gil in, that rookie you have who's been replacing Cole all year, pitching really well.
Yeah. So real quick before Ken and Jake maybe have another question, I was going to say everyone's favorite are the kind of the deemed favorite. It used to be the slam dunk contest in NBA, but it's the home run derby. It looks like Shohan and maybe Pete Alonso, maybe Aaron Judge are going to be battling for that. I mean, Shohani's the odds-on favorite. Who do you like in that home run derby, Professor?
I don't know, but I don't know who you call it. You said like Shohani and Shohei Ohtani. You called him like 4 names in the past 2 seconds. So Shohei Ohtani. I don't know if he's going to be in the home run.
No, derby. I said Alonso.
Alonso definitely will be. Alonso will be. He already confirmed that. It all depends a lot. Some hitters don't want to do it because they think it messes up their swing. But that would be amazing. Alonso, Ohtani, and Judge all in the home run.
Right.
That's watch television right
Who do you like in that? I mean, who do you like in there?
I always like Pete Alonso, the big polar bear, baby.
I was going to say, I said it because of the Mets. I knew he's...
Which, by the way, I take that back. The Guardians are the second hottest team. The hottest team?
They're playing pretty good baseball.
New York Mets, baby. 13-6 in June. We are back in the hunt.
Is there anyone maybe a sleeper in the home run derby you'd like?
I would like Julio Rodriguez to win it.
Oh,
he has the flair and the dramatic, or maybe even if Juan Soto were to enter, that would be cool.
No, Adolis Garcia maybe.
Adolis Garcia,
the hero,
the power bat,
the hero from last year's.
Yeah, I always love him.
Outside shot, maybe. Okay.
Oh, hey, Tiny.
And any other questions for MLB for the sports professor guys?
Hey, Omar, what do you think about Vladimir Guerrero Jr.? You think he'll be a good shot from Toronto being the home run derby? Vladimir Guerrero Jr.?
Yeah, probably a good shot to be in the home run derby. Now, will it be for Toronto? We don't know, because now with Giancarlo Stanton out, rumors in the rumor mill from my MLB insider Mike Levy, shout out. He gave me the rumors are that the Yankees are interested in Vladimir Guerrero, which would be ridiculous. And Vladdy is also interested in going to the.
Now what about your fellow Met guy, Pete Alonso? You think he's pretty good too, Pete Alonso?
He is good, and as long as the Mets stumble here, he's going to
like 2 minutes, can't he?
But, yeah. No, I love
on that. I was caveating on that, fellow.
Okay, you were caveating. Okay. All right, so we had 25 on the live, 24 on the live. Shout out to everybody watching on the live. Go ahead and comment. There's somewhere they can find us, Omar. I was thinking there was a place they could find us in case they want to, subscribe or something.
At the Bottom Line Sports.
The Bottom Line Sports. On all your platforms, find us there. Yeah, all right. So any other questions?
Also, one more note about baseball. I have to give a shout out to the rookie that has taken over baseball. I haven't mentioned him before, even though I've thought about him every time. I wanted to wait to make sure it was real. Paul Skeens, the number 1 pick, the ace now in Pittsburgh. He came out as a rookie. He's throwing 100-mile-per-hour fastballs, striking out everybody, and he is pitching awesome. So shout out to Paul Skeens.
Paul Skeens. Shout out to Paul Skeens. All right. So what is the surprise sport or sports topic that you have for this, Professor?
Gentlemen, my friends, we have 2 things today. One, the first is going to be a shout out to the U.S. Cricket team. You said, what? We have a cricket team in the United States? Yes, we do. And we shocked the world by getting to the top 8 in the World Cricket Cup. So the U.S. is on the rise. Unfortunately, they were bounced once they made the top 8. But you know what? Shout out, because we have never had anything good in cricket. So now they're starting to move up in the world like elevators. Shout out to the U.S. team. Also, shout out to 16-year-old track and field phenom Quincy Wilson. From Potomac, Maryland. Shout out back from my DMV. He fell just short of an automatic Olympic berth yesterday, placing 6th in the 400 meter. But this kid is 16 years old, and he's running with grown men, and he's running just as fast as him. He can still make it as a relay possibly in the next few days, but he's definitely a lock for every single fast person title in the future. So shout out Quincy Wilson, 16-year-old phenom.